Hi, y'all. I'm Ariel Jade.
And I'm Renee.
And we are
Shootin' the Shit.
We're coming at you live out of the historic RCA Victor Studios once again in Studio X Nash. We've got some really cool shit coming today, don't we?
And hot shit and hard shit and cool shit.
Well, we got you always got to have the real shit, you know.
We only do it if it's real.
That's true. That is true. Because being genuine is key. Especially in the music industry.
Your new album is rocking my world. It's called Honky Tonic, and it is a tonic. We are big on mental health.
Yeah.
And so we'll talk about the hot shit later that I'm wanting to cover on mental health. But it is a tonic. And I think about music and art, and we talk about our therapy as we write the songs. You're going through this horrific divorce all these years.
It'll be over soon enough.
And that whole album is in real time what she's living through, and it's incredible, and it's tonic for your soul, because we know
tonic for my soul
that
too.
Over half the women in America are going through this, right? I've been through it 3 times.
We're talking about divorce if y'all hadn't heard the album. And thank you, Renee. You know, you say it's tonic for you. It was writing it was tonic for me. I say all the time I heal through writing. Mm-hmm. We're gonna have a really cool songwriter on today. We're gonna talk about that as well. And mental health awareness is something that we really focus on here on Shoot the Shit Show, and just in general, because I feel like it's getting better, but it's still not talked about enough. And you know, people being aware of this, a smile, a song, any small gesture can really change someone's day, if not keep them here on this earth longer. You never know.
Thank God for music and movies and art and poetry that heals our soul. But that album is a tonic for me too, because I'm 3 times divorced. And our guest today, her dad wrote a song. Legendary songwriter. We'll talk about that later. But he wrote RDIVORCE becomes final today and the day that yours does. Girl.
It's gonna be a day in history.
I'm telling you.
It's been years and years and
we're gonna throw the biggest party.
But to any of y'all out there that are going through divorce, have gone through divorce, are still coping and healing through any of that shit.
Oh God.
There is hope, and music, art.
That's the hard shit.
Yeah. Any way to express yourself, honestly, is I think the best healing, and you kind of get something out of it more than growth.
And get creative.
Yeah.
And you may not think you're creative, but everyone is. You can tap into that. Everyone is creative.
I know we're on Music Row. We're focused on music. We're musicians. We're songwriters. All of our guests are in the music industry. But to anyone listening or watching, like, writing is for everyone, even if it's just little thoughts and
journal.
Yeah, journaling. It doesn't have to be a song. You don't have to put pressure on it.
There's something about putting the pen to the paper.
Healing.
It gets it out of here
and puts it out there,
because your thoughts will drive you mad.
Insane. Yeah.
And if you just write it, maybe you're not a talker. We're talkers. We're loud talkers. And but we're that's entertainment. But we were just born, with a voice, and
luckily, I was about to say, luckily we had raisins. Raisins!
Well, she's from Mississippi, and I can't say anything because I'm from Nashville.
we were raised in ways that our parents and our environment
conservative and
really cultivated music was my point.
Things you're not supposed to talk about.
Yeah. But ultimately, aside from anything else about growing up in the South, we were blessed. Both of us were blessed with amazing parents and family friends and surroundings that really did encourage music. So for us, we could channel into music. But again, it doesn't have to be music. Writing, expression, like, you could be going through the shit. We all go through the shit.
Get it out.
Get it out, though.
Get it out.
Either in therapy or write.
Express it some way. But journaling is therapy. if you're not willing to get a therapist or you can't afford a therapist.
That's true. There are a lot of free therapy options. We should actually, we should
highlight that.
We're going to give you guys some resources on that today.
Yes.
So I think we should go ahead and
our guest
roll in.
today will have some resources on that too.
That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm really excited to get to our guest. So let's roll through a couple things.
Okay. So my hot shit topic, we talked a lot about Tay-Tay in the first few episodes, and I feel like people are tired.
That's Taylor Swift.
Tired. That's my Tay-Tay. I'm Nay-Nay. She's Tay-Tay. That's the way it is. I'm a major Swiftie, in case you didn't hear it in the first 4 fucking episodes, maybe. But we're going to move on to the next subject that's going to become the same. People are already kind of tired of hearing about it, but I don't care. I'm going to go there. So the hot shit, Wicked, of course.
It's Ariana Grande. I knew
This last
it.
quarter of the year has been unbelievable. So now I'm on to Ariana, who I love. I've loved her for a long time.
She has some amazing vocal skills. Amazing.
And can impersonate any fucking body. She is so uber talented. She's really going to be focusing on acting going forward. She is such a natural. Oh my God, we're going to talk more about it with our special guest today. But the hot shit, and first of all, let me just make the prediction on the hot shit. Oscar worthy, not only the acting, not only the singing live and the stunts they did themselves, but not only Oscars for acting, we're talking lighting, directing, the soundtrack, costuming. Oh my God. This movie's going to walk away with it at the Oscars, and if they're going to be robbed if they don't. And we got all these great awards coming up. I think it's going to get Oscars and Grammys. I just think they're just going to blow it out. But people are going to become tired of hearing about it like they are the Eras tour. So I'm going to get off the Tay-Tay. But I'm going to wear you out with Wicked today because our guest today is a theater buff like me from The Wizard of Oz and Wicked on and on. Oh my God, it's going to be a great show.
Y'all did theater together, right?
No, but we will.
I know that you said there's some hard shit too.
Yes.
It was kind of related. So,
Ariana was talking about
3 more minutes.
Prioritizing your overall well-being. As women, people can be so critical of women in show business. Our weight, our makeup, our hair. Do they do that with men? A little bit. But thank God we're in the day of Jelly Roll and people that would have been discriminated against for record deals back in the day. They're allowing people that are older to be artists that may not fit the mold. I mean, you know, how many we got? Posty, and we got so many great artists now that had their faces covered in tats.
Oh yeah, tattoos definitely have changed the
bring on the ink, baby.
Acceptance of that.
Express yourself.
Image and
it's
fitting in
therapy.
a certain box isn't as necessary now.
That's art and therapy
Focusing
too.
on yourself, like Ariana was saying, right?
Self-expression. And if you're feeling emotional pain inside, there's nothing like going and getting needled and having something that doesn't have to be permanent. This is not to say
to just go get a tattoo, all right? If there's any younger listeners especially.
There's just no judgment if you do.
Yeah, and
this is the no judgment
colored
zone.
Hair. Different
do your thing.
Style.
Every single show she has different hair, and I love it. And back in the day when I was 17,
because I can't decide what I like.
My hair was black and white, like a Siamese cat. There was a group called Berlin in the original Top Gun. But anyway, she had black and white hair. So I put my hair, I had it bleach blonde. I put it up in a ponytail on top of my head, and I dyed the ponytail like Elvis blue black.
Oh my goodness.
And when I took it down, it was freaking perfect. I looked just like a Siamese cat. I had so many compliments. Though. But
that you just were like, I'm going to tie it up and dye it.
Like
It'll
today,
work.
Your hair is a different color than last episode.
It's like
pink,
faded.
and then it's blue, and then it's purple.
This is like everything faded out finally.
So express yourself. Express yourself, as Madonna said.
Yes.
Another badass female
woman.
Game changer. Thank God. Yeah. You know, you think of the people. God, so many women.
Look at like Lady Gaga and Chapel Roan with how
Chapel Roan
just out there they are with their style and self-expression, and it's so good.
I'm going to predict Chapel Roan is going to be a Tay-Tay.
And we finally I have our guest here. Renee, one of your longtime friends.
Yes, for 42 years, the summer of 1982.
We were babies.
Yes. I jumped into the professional music industry, me and my best friend at the time, Matresa
Bird.
Brought her to Tree Publishing, met this girl's daddy, legendary songwriter Bobby Braddock, who's had 13 number ones and 30 top 10 hits or more, and is her co-writer and her biggest fan besides me.
I love that.
And he refers to her as Jeep, and we'll talk about that later. But ladies and gentlemen, this is singer-songwriter, actress, mother, wife,
Saint.
Totally a saint.
and theater buff, Lauren Braddock, one of my favorite people on this planet. And you're going to love this episode because we're going to Drew Barrymore to death.
Yeah, she was going to sit over there, but she wanted to pull a Drew Barrymore on me, so we're snuggling.
We've changed up the format today for this very special guest.
Yes. Because we have to snuggle.
The energy in this building, we're in RCA Victor Studios. It's already amazing, but being in the room with you ladies is even more amazing.
We're a little hyper.
Hey, aren't we all? I think
Also ADHD.
We've all got it. Squirrel.
Okay.
Squirrel. And say that all the time.
The same way.
Like we're like, your boots. I love your boots. Okay, we got to show our boots. Ready?
Yes.
Ain't they pretty?
It's just like when I met Ariel Jade. It was instant. I knew you were going to be in my life. To the grave.
Energy.
To the grave. Same thing with her.
Yeah.
When you know, and you don't have to say anything. You can feel the energy.
It's a true thing. It really is.
Especially I feel like with creatives even more so. Maybe it's just because we pay more attention to it.
Yeah.
You know,
maybe. It's like an intuitive thing.
We're empaths, and we can sense every emotion.
But every best friend I've ever had, I knew it when I met them. I really do feel like
I feel that's the same. An immediate, I like
it's like a magnet.
Yeah.
You're one of my people.
You're my peeps.
Yeah.
So anyway, why did your dad call you Jeep?
Well, good question. They, back in those days, they didn't know what sex you'd be, right? And, they didn't have ultrasounds or whatever. So they were like, boy or girl, we're going to nickname it Jeep. And all I know, like, people are like, were you conceived in a Jeep? Were you born in a Jeep? I'm like, no. But,
do you even like Jeeps?
Well, I've never had one. I want a purple Jeep.
You will
That's
have
my next car.
And a purple Volkswagen bus.
This is manifestation, right?
Yes.
Because that's the thing.
I met you in a yellow Volkswagen that should have been purple, but we're going to have
should have been purple.
I think it was actually a Pinto, honey.
Mine was a Pinto?
Oh, no, mine was a Pinto.
I was a yellow Bug.
Lucky.
I had a Pinto before the Bug.
Okay.
See, we're just alike. But
we're going to have lots of different conversation streams, so bear with us.
So I always weave 10 and go in and out of them.
Right.
Okay.
But I'm going to sew
Good
up
luck.
the
Buckle
Jeep.
up
I'm
and
going
hang
to
on.
sew up the Jeep question.
Hold on to your butts.
I think it might have had something to do with this Popeye character. Jeep, Jeep. I don't know. There was some character in Popeye.
I think I know exactly what you're talking about.
Actually,
my dad raised me on like good old school cartoons. I watched Tom.
Good
and I still love Tom and Jerry.
Yes.
With breakfast, like I love.
That's what's cool about her. She's 30, young 30. Something about
31 at this point.
Speaking of which, your birthday.
It just
December
happened.
10th,
It just
happened.
Which is the day I released my Honky Tonic album.
Woo!
I haven't shared that with you yet, but I'll have
That's
to.
awesome.
And we're going to
can't
talk
wait to
more
hear
about
it.
that. But
the day before my son's birthday.
speaking of
Bunch of
RCA
December
Victor,
babies.
this building was born in 1965. I was born in 1965. The Beatles, Beatlemania. We are freaking Beatles freaks.
Freaking
We're
Beatles
freaks
freaks.
about a lot of things, but speaking of your birthday that just happened, ba-da-da-da-da-da, they say it's your birthday. Ba-da-da-da-da-da, it's my birthday too.
Yeah.
Your birthday, you're an Aries.
March 28th. Yep. Me,
Coming up.
Reba, and Lady Gaga. And Charlie McCoy, all born on the same day. I know that because Reba told me when I introduced myself. She's like,
Isn't
you mean
Reba's-
Lady Gaga and Charlie McCoy.
Isn't Reba so sweet? I got to.
She's the
She's the
best.
best.
I
Oh
bumped
my God.
into her here with Wood. Wood Newton is the reason I'm in this building.
Yeah.
The reason I met Renee. He and I co-wrote
Yeah.
my entire Honky Tonic album
Wow.
and co-produced it. And
That's awesome.
anyway, we were walking back in from lunch, and Reba was coming down the hall. stopped and talked to us for about 15 minutes. Just
She's so down to earth
down
and
to
awesome.
So if you've ever seen the show Reba,
Yes.
that's her.
Right.
And her
There is
new
no
one,
disconnect.
Happy's
She's
Place.
just that
And her
real.
new one, Happy's Place, is so cute. But I have 2 quick Reba blurbs.
Okay. Reba blurbs.
I was touring with Patty Loveless.
We
and
love talented women, okay?
Oh,
yes,
yeah.
I was touring with Patty Loveless, and I thought I was the only one on the bus doing my hair and makeup. So I felt more comfortable. As singers, we have to clear our throats, get ready for the show, and I did a big...
And
But it was a lot louder than that
Was it a
because I
hot
thought
too?
I was alone on the bus. And I
who
see
walked in?
the stateroom door in the back comes open about 2 inches,
No.
and it's Patty, and she looks out at me, and I went, "Oh, Patty, I'm so sorry." And she said, "Reba does it." And the other thing about Reba is I built my dream lake home. I was engaged at the time. 3-year engagement, built the home of my dreams. He said, as soon as it's finished, we'll move into it. As soon as it was finished, he leased it to Reba because she was gutting her Starstruck home, which she has since sold the farm. And anyway, so she rented our house. It was only supposed to be for 3 months. She stayed 1.5 years, and I left him because that wasn't the only promise he broke. But anyway, let's get back to you. Let's get back to you.
Hey, at least Reba got to enjoy it.
That's
then.
enough
That's
about
right.
me. Yes, it was on.
Some good came out of it.
Some good came out of it.
But I had some good interactions with her, and then when I toured with
She's so
Faith,
sweet. She's so sweet.
So
then
sweet.
when I toured with Faith, here's what a small world Nashville is. Faith's first baby shower was in that home.
That's funny.
Because Reba threw her first baby shower for her. So I toured with Faith, and we got to talk. But she said, "Yeah, Reba was living in this lake house, not Starstruck." And I said, "She was living in my lake house."
That's
Wow.
Okay, all right. So because we're going to be all over the place, and we do have a time,
And we have a lot to cover.
And
Squirrel,
I want to
squirrel.
set a little bit of context for our listeners and viewers. How did y'all meet?
Okay.
And then that way they have a little bit
Yes,
of context. And then I know Renee has a bunch of stuff she wants to ask you.
Okay,
I have
cool.
a couple of
Yes.
things.
Okay, cool.
But yeah, how did y'all meet?
So I was 17. Matresa was 18. I had heard her sing one
I
song.
think I was 15 or 16. 16.
I asked her, she wanted to be a songwriter. I heard one song in her bedroom at night. And I said, "Wait a minute, what song is that?" "Oh, it's just a little song I wrote." You know, she was shy.
Right.
Okay, so I said, "Who do you know in the industry?" We were just getting started out professionally.
What did Matresa?
Strawberry wine.
That's
She
what I
has
thought.
written
Oh my
us
gosh,
a
so
10,
many.
15.
Yeah.
She's like your dad.
She's
legendary.
awesome. Yeah,
She's
yeah.
like the female
I've heard
version
you talk
of Bobby
about her
Braddock.
before. Yeah, that's awesome.
Yes.
Cool.
So anyway, brought her to Tree Publishing right next door, and met her dad, who took Matresa under his wing immediately because he saw her greatness too. They had their first #1 6
Her-
months later.
Oh my gosh.
Wait, her
It was a
first
duet.
her first #1 ever. She wrote with my dad, and it was when she was 18.
Yeah, she
And
was
it was
18.
a song called "Faking Love."
That's so sweet.
Took her 6 months to get her first #1,
Yeah, that's
and she
amazing.
never turned back. And
Right.
she's still writing them
So
today.
y'all,
Yeah. So he brought them over to our house.
Because she and I ran away, and he called it Braddock's Home
wait,
for
wait,
Wayward
wait,
Girls.
Yeah.
wait. Y'all ran away?
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
me and
They
Matresa,
did.
me
They
and
did.
Matresa
Okay,
ran
okay.
away
And
to get
they-
the music business.
They came to my house and,
then
stayed.
and then your dad
Took
brought
them
them
in.
home. And
Yes,
that's
and
how-
here I was like 16 trying to, be studious. No, it wasn't really at all. No, but we were fast.
was Renee a bad influence?
No,
Well,
we were equal.
Bobby
I
and,
imagine.
Bobby and Matresa were writing
Yeah.
nonstop.
Yeah, yeah,
okay,
yeah.
so I was there,
So
and she
y'all-
had a cat,
y'all
and
two.
she had the litter box in the bathroom or the closet, and I
think I was trying to train the cat to use the toilet at that time, so there was like litter
Yes.
on the toilet,
Yes.
like, and you cut out little holes.
and
I know what
she
you're talking
kept
about,
playing
yeah.
the soundtrack to the Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Yeah.
Turned me on to it. She took me to the Franklin Theater, and we acted out or watched everybody act
Yeah.
out the Rocky
Yeah,
Horror
yeah,
Picture
yeah.
Show.
So fun.
Changed my life because I was so sheltered, and she turned me on to theater and art and the
we were
Rocky
like
Horror Picture Show.
Instant Valley Girls.
Yes.
Like, do you have reference to that, or is it so? Because in the
Oh my
80s.
god.
And
Oh
you-
my God!
oh my God!
So tubular, but so we did Valley Girl all the time. So we would just entertain ourselves.
And
while
she's
they
an
were writing.
Aries.
Yeah.
And tell me how you say that you're an Aries, a Valley Girl.
Like I'm an Aries for sure. I mean,
Like, I'm an Aries. I can't do it as well as I did. We gotta
I
practice.
see
We
how
gotta
a lot
practice.
of y'all's time was spent as
Yes.
We were
yes.
instant like you and
That's
I
the
were.
best
Yeah.
though, when you can just kind of like improv and be silly.
Yes,
You
so
don't
we
even
did
have
voices
to try.
and
Yeah.
acted things out.
Did you say I was hearing voices?
I said we would act things. We did voices.
We had so much
I like
fun.
to do voices.
Well,
That's right.
Lauren was
Yes.
so cool and hip, and she reminds me a lot of Ariel Jade. They're very hippie. Cool.
Yes, I'm obsessed with your outfit. I
Yes.
think
Thank you.
I said like 3 or 4 different times. I was like, oh, I like that. Oh, I like that. It's her boots.
Well, same.
Oh, the
same.
boots.
the boots
And the purple.
What are you
She's
talking
queen
about?
of purple. Queen
Who,
of
me?
purple.
What are you
And I'm queen of
about?
texture. This
So
is
I
so
knew she was gonna
soft,
be, like,
and the
doing this the
texture,
whole
and I'm
time.
going to be petting her through the whole show.
Yeah. So maybe we'll get through the show.
And I'm going to
without.
slowly
Okay, all right.
pull it
So
off.
speaking of getting
She's
through
trying to
the
keep us on
show,
track.
we got 20 minutes.
Oh my God.
Oh, fuck.
Oh my
Okay,
God.
so let's get to
Oh
her.
my God.
Okay, listen. She's had a Kitty. My dad worked for Kitty. Sorry.
Okay.
She's had a Kenny Chesney cut, a Blake Shelton cut. She writes with her dad, and she also writes with a phenomenal songwriter, Don Henry, who's kind of her partner in crime, and they do a lot of writers' nights and things
Well,
together.
he produced my first 2 CDs.
Yes.
Yeah.
And he also produced the B-side of your new single that
That's
we're going
right.
to get to in a
That's
minute.
right.
We're not going to give it away just yet.
That's right.
But anyway, you've been in movies,
Yep.
commercials.
Yes, ma'am.
You have done it all here in Nashville, not just as a songwriter, but every facet of the entertainment industry. So how did you develop your obsession with theater?
Well, gosh, it probably started, definitely Grease when I was, a kid, like, oh my God, okay, I can't do that this whole time. I can't
Oh
do
my
Valley Girl the whole
God.
time. But I just love theater. I started out with doing dancing lessons and then just kind of got into theater. It was just so fun to express. and
Expression, yeah, we were talking about that earlier.
creative self-expression, and music was always around me, so that was always seeping into. But I was, at first it was like dance and acting, and had fantasies of going to New York City, and then ended up going there. Yes. And then I ended up going there
Yeah.
to study acting
Yes.
at 19. My dad said 1 year around here to prove that you can make good grades, because I was hanging out with the derelicts he brought over. No, I'm kidding.
He did it.
No, it's his fault. No, but
And
so I went
Lauren's
to,
one of the only other people I know that's a native Metro Nashville.
We are unicorns.
Native. We are true unicorns, Metro Davidson County, Nashville.
Nashville babies.
And
Yeah.
Matresa claims too, but I'm not sure she was born
No,
here.
she
Which
was not. I
hospital
don't
were
think
you
she was.
born in?
Vanderbilt.
Well, I was Baptist,
Okay.
now St. Thomas,
Yes.
but it's okay. You're better than me.
That Baptist is the baby hospital, though.
It was.
Yeah, it was. It is.
Vanderbilt's
Well, now it's
massive.
St. Thomas.
It's now St. Thomas, yeah.
Yeah.
Midtown, yeah.
Yeah.
Or whatever it's called.
So wait, did y'all? I'm sorry, I'm gonna ask another about.
Come
y'all's,
on, bring
y'all's
it, bring
upbringing.
it, interject.
And together, did y'all ever write when y'all were younger? Have y'all,
We're
Together,
Yes, have y'all-
we have not, but we should.
y'all really should.
We
Y'all
should,
have a
yeah.
great synergy.
Yeah.
I have a
like
movie
y'all could
script
write-
that
y'all
I
could write
pitched to
some
her,
good
but
songs.
she's
We
as
have all
busy as
kinds
you
of
and I
things
are.
we want to do together.
Well, that's because we're boss bitches.
We're gonna
Boss
write an
bitches.
album.
Yeah.
We're gonna write a screenplay.
Yep.
It's just there's so many
a song,
things
all
for
of
the
us
future.
could do it.
Yeah. Just,
Yeah,
you're gonna have to stay tuned to keep
Yeah.
watching. But
And
anyway,
so I went off to New York to study acting, and then, but I kept coming back to music. Moved out to LA for a while, played coffee houses and stuff out there, and did some acting out there, and then got a deal with Sony Tree,
Okay.
and came back for that.
and so you were in a movie when you were young with Lindsay Wagner.
Yes, that was my
You don't
big
know
break.
who Lindsay Wagner is, but it's
The
okay.
Bionic Woman.
Yes.
Okay, wait, I think
So
was a
Lee
huge
Majors was the
show.
Bionic Man.
Yeah.
It was a huge show in the 70s, 80s.
It wasn't called the Bionic Man though. It was called.
Bionic Woman, Bionic Man, I think.
Was it? I
Yeah.
thought his was called the $6 Million Man or something.
Yeah, I
The
think
$6
you're
Million
right. I
Man,
think
and
you're
then
right.
she
Yeah,
was
yeah,
the
yeah.
Bionic, his counterpart. But anyway,
Gen Xers,
yeah, and so you were playing her sister,
Yeah,
right?
I was her kid sister.
Yeah.
And it was in a movie of the week, which also dates it because that's what they used to have before they had, whatever. But I know. But it was called
love
Shattered
this.
Shattered Dreams. And I got cast. That's how I got my SAG card. There were
Nice.
four of us sisters.
How old were
and
you? You said.
I was like right out of college, so I was like
19?
21. I was 21
Oh, because you moved to. That's right. That's right.
right after AMDA in New York. I moved there. I was like 21 playing 15, and she was like 40 playing a flashback to college. So she was walking around the set singing, "What a drag it is to be old." It was funny. She was so sweet.
I'm singing that now.
Yeah, no. She was funny, and she was still gorgeous, of course.
The cool thing about creatives, musicians, we don't age.
Of course not.
We don't age. We have the creative license to be forever young. Look
That's
at
right.
Mick Jagger.
Yeah.
Look at Keith Richards.
Look at Paul McCartney.
And Paul McCartney. Oh, that brings us into some
Just
exciting
trying to do
things.
a little segue here.
Yeah,
Okay,
so
segues. I
She
like
has
segues.
a new single
Yes,
and a
ma'am.
50-year story to go with it all the way back to her childhood. One of the other writers I met that first day when I met your dad was one of the A-Team
Yes,
writers.
yes.
So all the hits of the 70s and 80s were coming out of Tree Publishing, Buddy Killen owned.
Which is now Sony.
Right. And so Curly Putnam had a farm. How many acres was
Curly
that farm?
Buttman had a farm. I don't know how many acres.
But she has a story she's going to share with you that her new single is about, called "The Green Green Grass of Junior's Farm."
I'm
Right?
locked in.
And
Yes.
so this is a 50-year-old anniversary story, and so tell us
Lay it on
about
us. Yeah.
So it's
the story.
It's
I'm
the,
excited.
It's the 50-year anniversary of Paul McCartney putting out a song called Junior's Farm
Yeah.
that he wrote about my dad's friend and co-writer Curly Putman Jr.'s farm, where he ended up staying for 6 weeks
That's
in,
so
And
cool.
just to
yeah, in
interject,
1974.
Bobby and Curly wrote one of the greatest songs in country music. He stopped loving her
It is a
today.
Yeah.
damn good
Okay,
song.
Yep.
so this is Curly's farm.
Curly's Farm. And so the title of my song is The Green Green Grass of Junior's Farm, because Curly had
that.
also written The Green Green Grass of Home, which was a huge
Okay.
hit by Tom Jones and Porter Wagner. And,
Full
you know,
circle.
Yeah, I
so
love
full
that.
circle. So
All the nods.
when my dad came to Tree, I guess I'll tell my age, in 66, I was a baby. I'd just been born. And I was 2 months old, I think, when he signed there. And he decided to quit the road with Marty Robbins. He was Marty Robbins' piano player.
Oh, me some Marty Robbins.
And so, yes. And so he quit the road to be with this baby and went to Sony, met Curly. Curly came out and saw me as a baby. So I grew up knowing him and going out to his farm. And it just struck me recently, as someone who became a huge Beatle fan, that some of my first memories were at the same farm that Paul McCartney iconicized in his hit Junior's Farm. And that thrilled me.
Because they stayed there, he and Linda stayed there for
6
how long?
weeks.
6 weeks.
Yes.
Okay.
So basically, they called up, Linda McCartney's father was Lee Eastman, who was the lawyer for Tree Publishing Company, where my dad and Curly wrote. And rang up Buddy Killen, who was the president. Buddy Killen Circle's right over here.
Yes, the roundabout
And,
with
you
the
know,
naked people.
Paul and Linda.
Naked ladies dancing.
Yeah. And so Paul and Linda are coming into town. They're looking for a farm. They're bringing the band and the kids.
Wanted
and
to be away from it all.
They had just had a smash. His whole Band on the Run album was huge. And they wanted to kind of get away and be on a farm and practice and, you know. And
Escape it all.
and Buddy's like, well, Curly, you've got the perfect farm. And he's like, well, we kind of live there. I'm just improving that. But basically, they decided to let the McCartneys kind of basically, I guess, pay off their mortgage and send them to Hawaii for 6 weeks while they hung out there.
That's so cool.
Yeah, it was awesome.
How old were you?
I was 8 years old when they came.
The green,
and Daddy,
green grass of Junior's
and Daddy got to
farm.
meet them. And
And the song's out now, right?
the song
Yes.
is out now. It is impacting
And
now.
you'll hear it later.
Where are they going to? Where can they find your song? Where?
So it's anywhere you get your music online. It's, it's Apple Music, it's Spotify.
Lauren Braddock,
And
the
it-
green, green grass of Junior's farm.
Yes,
They'll go stream
and
it.
or you can go to www.laurenbraddock.com to get links. And also there's
Perfect.
a few limited edition CDs still left.
Are all of your social medias also at Lauren Braddock?
Yes, most of them are at Lauren Braddock. My married name is Lauren Braddock Havey, so it's under both. But yeah, you can just Google Lauren Braddock and you'll find me.
Cool.
So, did your dad get to meet Paul?
Yes,
then.
he did. Yes, he did. And speaking of social media, I interviewed him about it on TikTok, so
that's
you can go.
awesome.
I've got it pinned now, so you can go
Her
see it.
TikToks are great.
That's fun.
Yeah, so
And
fun.
you'll see a TikTok about this.
That's right. That's right. Yeah. Because I'm like filming it as I'm walking in, and I'm like, oh, wait, we got to film this. Okay.
So you want to talk about when your dad met Paul, or has Paul heard the Green Green Grass yet?
Anybody
Junior's farm?
anybody who knows
Get
how to
it to
get it
Paul.
to him, get it to Paul. You will make my life.
If you're watching on YouTube, tag him in the
Share,
comments.
share,
At Paul
share.
McCartney.
Add Paul McCartney. Tag him.
Tag his
Tag him.
Paul.
kids, tag his wife.
Tag Paul.
Tag Paul,
We are the
please.
biggest Beatles fans
Oh my
and
God.
a huge Paul McCartney fan.
And-
this is a 50-year anniversary
Yeah,
song.
50-year anniversary song. Total homage
Someone send
to
him the link.
Of your
If you know Paul
beautiful
McCartney,
season
send
of
him.
Yes.
6
Send
weeks
him a
in
song.
Nashville.
It would make my life. It would make my life.
Our
my life.
hometown.
All right, y'all.
Yeah, and the B-side is a tribute to him as well.
But we got to talk about Wicked.
I was about to say, so listen.
Yeah.
12 minutes.
Oh my God.
Oh, good.
So, what's next?
We have 12 minutes
12
left.
minutes.
Perfect.
What's next?
Let's
Okay,
go.
what all do you want to cover here? Because I want to cover it all.
Okay.
I want to cover it all.
Are we?
I want to talk about The Wizard of Oz and
Okay.
Wicked,
We'll go for it.
because we're going to go see it again together.
Oh,
We've
yeah.
already...
Did you go with her?
No,
I did
not
not,
yet.
Oh.
but we
saw it
I went
separately.
the first day because my kid was wanting to see it, and I went in really with zero
Phenomenal.
expectations.
Yes, me too.
And I was like, oh,
It was
it's
perfection.
perfection. I was riveted. I
Yes.
was inspired.
Yes.
I was,
Are we getting all this?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, good.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
we're rolling.
Oh,
Yeah.
good. Rock and roll. Okay, so did you love The Wizard of Oz
I
as
did.
much as I did? I mean, my
did.
God, the most
and
iconic
again,
movie.
Not to like date us, but we're already dating ourselves. But back when we were kids, you couldn't see it whenever you wanted to. It was a big event once a year.
Right.
It would come on.
We didn't
around
have
my birthday.
VHS videos, and we didn't
No
have
internet.
streaming.
Yeah,
That's
no
right.
internets yet.
We didn't
Yeah.
have no internet.
Yeah. We got cable here around 1980.
Oh, but in
And
the
I remember-
1900s.
MTV Video killed the radio star. Anyway,
Yes.
okay.
Yes.
Stay on track, Lauren. Anyway, so
That was 1982 as
This
well.
is a good one.
When I
80.
met you.
It was 80,
Well,
I
it's
think.
because you had cable. I didn't.
Right.
For me, it was 1982. No.
But so, where was I?
Well,
ADHD.
we'll get back to it.
Well, wait a minute.
Wizard of Oz.
So
There's no place like home.
Yes,
There's no place
Wizard
like
of Oz, Wizard of Oz. So it
MTV
would come on
video
once a
killed the radio
year
star.
around my birthday, and it was a big deal. And yes, and I loved it.
And the
dearly.
whole family had to gather around at the same time, and everybody had to shut the fuck up
Yeah.
because we didn't have rewind.
You couldn't
Uh-huh.
We
rewind
had
it.
once a year, and everybody, come on, get it starting. It's starting. It was so much better.
It was
then.
that,
It was
and
that's what old people say.
Willy Wonka was the other
Yes.
one that was once a year. That
Yes.
was huge. Yeah.
So Wicked for
Yeah.
y'all was it very nostalgia pleasing?
Yes.
Did
Oh
they-
yes.
did-
Yeah.
But
did
we
it
love
justice in
witches.
your eyes?
We love witches,
Of
yeah,
course.
and
And
then
of course,
all
the
the
good
Eas-
witch and the bad
and
witch.
and the
you know,
Easter eggs and
Oh, I love Easter
Yes.
eggs.
that the little like the original crew walking to Oz as they pan in and so yeah it
And
was
what they did with Wicked was so masterful. How
Yeah.
they told the backstory, speaking of mental health issues,
Yeah.
and taking care of yourself,
Yeah.
and the relationship, and all that we've been seeing from Ariana
Yeah.
and Cynthia.
and all the layers and
Hold
levels.
on, wait a minute. Did I say? Is it Cynthia? I'm having a 60
yeah,
year old.
yeah.
I'm almost 60. Sorry.
Yeah.
I had a blackout. It's Cynthia
Yeah,
Revo.
yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
I just want to make sure I didn't screw that up.
Yeah.
But anyway, the backstory on that. There's always a reason when someone seems evil or mad or angry or whatever. It's probably because they're harboring pain.
Yeah.
Childhood pain.
And also, one point they made, spoiler alert maybe, but society, to bring society together, sometimes you need an enemy. And
Yeah.
sometimes it's thrust upon that person and it's not even real.
Right.
It's projected.
And just like in The Wizard of
A
Oz.
scapegoat.
You know, it's
Yeah.
not a spoiler for
Scapegoat.
us to say The Wizard of Oz, they pull the curtain and
Yeah.
find out it's not this big, powerful, magical wizard. It's a big production. And because he has no power at all,
Right.
he's just a man pushing the buttons behind the curtain.
Right.
It's all smoke and mirrors and illusion.
Right.
Yeah, yeah.
And she had the power the whole time. There's no place like home. And of course, the good witch, or was she?
Or was she?
Or was she?
Yeah.
If you haven't seen it, you have to see it.
Oh my God, you got to see
But the
it.
one who's good, truly good, was the one portrayed as the Wicked Witch.
And principled.
Because the wizard wanted
happens
to
a lot,
steal. She
I
was the
feel,
one with all
you
the
know?
power. And it talks about how men harness the power of women to make themselves look powerful.
Yeah.
But
A lot of
she's the
levels
one.
to it.
She's
They
the one
had
holding all the power.
They had some very strong female actresses and vocalists.
Oh my gosh. And they
'Cause
sang.
I have heard some of
They
the,
did
the
it all
live-
Dude,
live.
they did it
Yeah.
live.
And
It was
the stunts.
insane.
Stunts.
Some of the notes that Ariana specifically hit in that
Yeah.
live tries to just insane.
Masterful.
It's
Oscar worthy. Grammy worthy.
Can't say enough good things about it. Go see it.
Yeah.
After you buy my single. Download
So
my
yes.
the spoiler
Get it for
alerts
free
on
if you got a
Wicked. By the
subscription.
time this show comes out, everyone hopefully will
Hopefully, there's no spoiler alerts there.
Hopefully,
Yeah.
there's not
All
too
right.
many.
I know that we could sit on this for forever
Yes.
too. So 5 minutes,
All right.
and I want to know. I have just a couple of songwriting questions, and then Renee, I'll let you wrap up. However, if y'all got some stories you want to
And
tell,
a couple of things I just need to
yes,
tell
that's
about.
look,
yeah.
there,
Yes, that's what this is.
That's
Just to
what-
explain it.
perfect
Yeah.
timing. See, even if we all
I
have,
have a couple
ADHD,
questions too, so go ahead.
even if we all have ADHD, we eventually get through it in some form.
We'll make a point at
Fashion.
some point.
Yeah. Just follow us. Keep up.
Yeah. Hold on to your butts. All right.
Buckle up.
So,
Okay.
buckle up, buttercups. All right. So, you've co-written with your dad.
Yes.
What is your favorite song that you've co-written with him?
Oh, wow.
That's gonna be a hard question.
The single.
This one.
Yeah. I mean, we did just get a Kenny
Now you
Chesney
really
cut.
have to go listen to
But
it.
yeah, but the single is my favorite because it's just so full circle. It's a tribute to
Tells
him.
a story, a
It's
real story.
Yeah, it's a tribute to him and Curly. It's a tribute to my childhood, Gen X childhood, a simpler time, and a tribute to the McCartneys. So, but
That's
it's
awesome.
just all full circle, and it's just really special to me that I got to write with him about my childhood and about those special times gone
Yes.
by.
Nashville's a storyteller's town.
Yeah.
Our songwriters circle,
Yeah.
and him and Curly,
Yeah.
and all the ones in that circle of the day,
Yeah.
storytellers. And
Yeah.
this song, here's a story
Yeah.
that you're going to want to know about. A
Right.
50-year-old story, and it is so full circle.
Yes, indeed.
And
so
then
yeah.
I have one more songwriter question, and then Renee, it's up to you. So when you started writing early on, would you say that where does most of your inspiration for ideas come from? I guess
the
the over
ethers. You
like,
know, the,
yeah, okay.
Is it ethers? Ethers?
Ethernet.
The
Ether.
Ethernet.
The ether.
Ether.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's-
from ether.
It's
Just kind of comes to you.
it's stories, it's emotion, it's just whatever is bubbles up.
I feel like it's so that's I feel like a lot how I am in terms of inspiration. It's like it could really come from anywhere.
Yes.
As long as it makes me feel something.
Yes.
And I feel like a lot of songwriting for me, whether it be through joy, excitement, adventure, grief, loss,
Heartbreak, yeah.
heartbreak,
The whole shebang.
it all is really me processing. If something
Yeah.
impactful enough happens or I become aware of or makes me think more profoundly, maybe it's just a hook, right? That
yeah.
really could mean so many things to so
It's
many people.
Therapy.
It is. That's okay.
your
She
diary.
was not here earlier when I said this.
I wasn't.
Either. And the synchronicity of this
Yeah.
is amazing, and I love it.
Yeah.
Renee was right. She was like, "You're gonna love Lauren."
Oh.
She was right. I love you. I adore
Sunshine
you.
and
We're gonna all write a
synchronicity.
song.
Oh.
But is
Synergy.
that writing, songwriting is my therapy. So writing is healing.
Yes.
It really is. That expression, and you brought it up. Renee said it earlier. Again, Lauren wasn't here for that.
No.
Her album's called Honky Tonic.
Oh.
Honky Tonic.
Cool.
And
Very
it is
cool.
tonic because
Yeah,
it's healing.
yeah.
And
That's
they're
right.
they're all written. One was specifically inspired, kind of a tribute nod to Loretta Lynn. Another one to Dolly Parton.
Okay,
another
so
one to Elvis. Another one to Willie
Synchronicity. I
Nelson.
love that. I can't wait to hear it.
I'll send
but-
you the link after this.
Yes,
we'll swap.
ma'am.
We'll swap song links.
That's right. But more
We'll all write. We'll all write
We'll
together.
do that too.
More synchronicity, though. I was about to say, well, Loretta Lynn said,
Oh my
that
gosh.
she would get her inspiration, and she's like, and then I figured if it was something I cared about, it would affect a lot of people, you know,
Right.
which is so true. If it's
People
something,
can identify and
Yeah.
relate to your story. It's just your life experience, and I
Yeah.
feel like it's a universal download.
Yeah.
Sometimes you don't even remember writing it.
Well, in
Yeah.
music, I feel like this is maybe very cliche, but whatever is really the one true universal language.
Yes.
yeah, it's true.
Yes.
And so if something invokes emotion and you're dealing with something, healing through something, whatever,
Yeah.
if you can write about it and then share that with people, it creates a sense of community and not being alone through things.
Absolutely.
Not alone, not
Absolutely, that you're not
crazy.
alone.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Very
yeah.
healing, once
Yes,
again. Not only
yes.
for the songwriters, but also hopefully for all of and any of our listeners that are here currently in this time and space with us on
Yeah.
Earth, or those in the future.
Music
you know?
speaks louder than mere speaking. Sometimes you may want to deliver a message, but there's nothing like softening it up with a melody.
Yeah.
And you know what I
The
mean?
presentation of
Yes.
it, right?
So one of the CDs Don Henry produced on me is called, I had written, long story, but I almost died during childbirth, and it was a long journey getting there, like IVF and all this stuff, just so much drama. And my mother's a missing person, and I just had so much wrapped up in being a mother, and then so much
Her
drama.
book, Journey to the Sun,
Yeah.
S-O-N, about Doc, her precious
Yes,
son.
yeah, almost died having him, you know, had this rare complication. Anyway, I had to process it afterwards, but I wrote a book.
Wrote a book. That's a
And
good
then,
process.
and
Great
then
book.
Don Henry and I wrote a song for each chapter. So it
Oh.
was so healing. And hopefully, if anybody's
That's
going
awesome.
through infertility
they
or
find
has
that
a
on your
near-death
website?
birth
And
experience,
her
or
precious
postpartum
son, Doc,
depression.
his name is spelled D-O-C-K for Braddock.
Exactly.
And are
end of Braddock.
the book, those songs, are those all available? Are they linked on your website?
The
where they
songs
can
are
find
all
them?
online.
Online,
yeah.
anywhere
and
you
the book
listen.
may still be available, like used copies. I don't get paid, but I'd love for
I
people
don't
to
get
get it.
paid. Well, so if
doesn't
you
matter.
get the book,
Yeah.
come to one of her shows
That's
or
right.
send her a little
No,
tip.
no,
on
no. I'm just saying I'm not trying to sell it,
Oh.
but it's out there.
Still
it's
support,
like if it
support
could,
the songwriters that you love if you can.
yeah,
And we
but
wanna
if
have
it would
your-
help people if
yeah.
there's still used copies around, I think, like on eBay and
Amazon,
and
whatever.
all
And
that.
we want to have your dad on a later show.
Yes,
And Doc calls him Grand Bobby.
yes.
Grand
Bobby
sweet.
Braddock, legendary not only in the Country Music Hall of Fame, but also in the National Songwriters Hall of Fame.
That
with
was fun.
Who? Paul McCartney.
Yes.
And, you know, so many others. So, anyway, it's just this town and
Yes.
the stories.
So many.
And the circle.
Yes.
And
Yes,
speaking
yes.
of circle,
Oh.
we
Let's
gotta
wrap up
We gotta wrap
anything
it up.
we didn't cover.
Unfortunately,
Okay, so basically, just so excited to share this music with you guys. That it's like a traditional. I made it like like an old-fashioned traditional A-side, B-side
Nice.
of a record.
Yeah.
If you get the CD, it's actually got grooves on it. Like
so
it's cool.
cool.
So the A-side was produced by my dad and co-written with him, and Don Henry, Grammy-winning Don Henry, is singing backgrounds with me. He's the same person you can hear singing backgrounds on his song "All Kinds of Kinds" by Miranda Lambert. So when
Oh,
you hear my
nice.
record and it's flip side, the male voice on it, that's Don.
And he
heard on
also
All Kinds of
wrote,
Kinds.
"Where have you been?
with John
Looked
Vesner.
for you for..."
Yep,
Yeah, oh
for,
my God.
For Kathy Mattea. Yeah.
Yes.
So the B side I took to him, it's called Hippie Farmer. I would love for you to
Hippie
find
Farmer.
that too.
Yes.
No,
Hippie
I need-
Farmer
I need
by
to hear
Lauren
that as
Braddock.
well.
So I heard Paul McCartney. I anyway, kind of like Paul McCartney.
I do too. I love this. I love this so much. We're gonna have you back sometime. And
But
just,
so I heard him say that he was a hippie farmer, and so I just started idealizing this romantic, drop out, go to the farm lifestyle. He and Linda and the kids and their babies and fur babies making music, so that's what that song's about.
I love
I'm
Paul.
excited to
B-side,
listen
yeah.
to both of these. You
Thank
guys
you.
need to go find Lauren Braddock on wherever you choose to stream. If you're on Apple, go buy her single. Listen to both of them and leave a comment below if you're on YouTube. Let us know maybe your favorite line, or if it resonated with you, we'll be happy to share that with Lauren. Find her on socials. Let her know there.
also so many other songs. One of the songs having just come out of the holidays, this being our New Year's Day celebration.
Oh, yes. Happy 2025.
Happy
You know, when we say
2025.
happy holidays, we're talking about Thanksgiving and Christmas and New Year's and whatever you want to wrap up in that.
Right.
But you have a song called
Everything.
Thankful.
Yes, I
I'm
do.
thankful,
Okay.
and I love
That's
that.
a
I
great-
love to listen to that on
I
Thanksgiving.
was about to say great for around this time, the holiday time.
That's
Yeah.
right, or year round, guys. It's
Be
great to have an
thankful.
attitude of gratitude.
Practice gratitude every day.
That's right.
Wake up with gratitude. every day.
Perspective. Speaking of mental health, perspective. If you can, express what you need to express, get the help you need to get. Just the perspective shift can
Yes.
do wonders.
And I've heard that
So-
anxiety and gratitude cannot coexist.
That's right. Neither
Yeah.
can fear and love.
Ooh, yeah.
So, and
Fear and love cannot coexist.
Wow.
I feel like as creatives, I saw this, and as you can see, we're squirreling one more time before we wrap this. But
We could go hours.
worrying is a waste of imagination.
Yes.
Oh,
And I
like
saw that, and I was
It's so
like,
true.
I love that so much. Also, all right, I'm coming over for a minute for us to say bye.
Come on,
Okay.
snuggle,
I'm
snuggle.
getting on here with
Snuggle,
you guys.
snuggle.
Who's
Come
going
on.
where?
No,
You go in the middle. Get in the middle.
She gets in the middle.
Yeah,
she's the
she's
rose.
got to.
She's
She's
the
got
rose between two thorns.
Oh, no.
This is the rose. She's
Thank you
sunshine and
so
serendipity.
much. This was
Yay.
a treat. I cannot wait to write with you.
Me too.
I can't wait to hear your singles.
Thank you. I can't wait to hear yours.
And we're gonna have
I'll
to
show
have
you mine
back.
if you show me yours.
Ah.
Aw,
So, guys,
that's another show.
don't tell them our secrets.
And we're gonna have a
Spoil
show.
We have secrets.
But I've got to be on that one too.
More
Yes,
shows
yes, you do.
coming your
Yes,
way.
you do. Yes, you do. One more time, y'all. I'm Ariel Jade,
And I'm Renee.
And I'm Lauren Braddock.
and we are
Shooting the shit.